talks if they are not constructive. The viewers, welcome back. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi met on Monday with the head of the Armed Forces Financial Authority and head of the National Service Projects. During the meeting, the president approved a plan to build a huge phosphate fertilizer complex in Al Ain al-Sukhna area using Italian, Spanish and Chinese technologies, with the aim of covering needs of the local market and exporting the surplus. The complex will include 9 mega factories with capacity production of 1 million tons a year. The projects will be implemented under the supervision of Al Nasr Company. A plane carrying the remains of 144 people killed when a Russian airliner crashed in Egypt landed in St. Petersburg early on Monday, hours after investigators probing the doomed flight said it had broken up in the air. The emergency Russian plane, the first to bring back the bodies of those who died when the A321 plummeted from the sky above the Sinai Peninsula, arrived in the Pulkovo airport of Russia's second largest city. A second plane carrying victims of the Russian passenger jet crash is set to leave Egypt on Monday evening, as relatives prepare to identify the remains of their loved ones in St. Petersburg. Investigators from several countries have joined an Egypt-led probe to determine what brought down Russian airline Flight 9268 on Saturday, killing all 224 people on board en route from Sharm el-Sheikh to St. Petersburg. From the Egyptian and Russian aviation ministries as well as Airbus company continued on Monday analyzing the 2 black boxes of the Russian plane that crashed on Saturday in central Sinai. The Russian plane owners said that a technical fault may be the cause of the plane crash, hailing the pilot who worked earlier in the Russian Air Force. Earlier, the plane's black box data recorders were recovered and sent for analysis as the Russian officials arrived in Cairo with a team of experts to help with an Egyptian-led investigation. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry concluded his visit to Algeria, where he met his Algerian and Italian counterparts to discuss the situation in Libya. Foreign Ministry spokesman Ahmed Abu Zaid said that Shoukry participated in the foreign ministers' trilateral meeting to discuss the Libyan crisis. Abu Zaid said that this is the 3rd meeting of this trilateral mechanism concerning the situation in Libya. The spokesman said that Shoukry stressed on the need to reach a political solution and to form a national unity government. Meanwhile, Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry asserted that there are no differences in views between Egypt and Algeria concerning the political measures that should be taken to solve the crisis. Shoukry added that there is an agreement between Egypt and Algeria on the importance to find a political solution for the Libyan crisis. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry met on Monday with EU Foreign Policy Chief Federica Mogherini. During the meeting, which has started a while ago, they discussed ways to boost bilateral relations in all domains, as well as discussing regional developments, including the Palestinian file, Syrian crisis, and the situation in Libya. The High Elections Committee announced that the final lists of the nominees in the second phase of the parliamentary elections. The spokesman of the High Election Committee, Councillor Omar Marwan, said that the campaigning starts once the final list of the nominees is released until the 20th of November. Prime Minister Sharif Ismail received on Monday Spain's ambassador to Cairo to discuss ways of cooperation between the two countries. During the meeting, the Premier welcomed the participation of some Spain companies in production and services projects in Egypt. The projects include the sectors of transportation and railway, gas and oil production, chemical and petrochemical projects, as well as car industry. The Prime Minister also called on ministers of electricity and housing to follow up a number of Spain's projects held in Egypt. For his part, Spain's ambassador to Egypt expressed his country's hopes for more economic and investment cooperation in the coming phase.